The fatigue hit me like a truck when I was 26. Not tired from a late night. Exhausted in a way that made standing in the shower feel like running a marathon. I was a graphic designer at a marketing agency, and suddenly I couldn't make it through an 8-hour workday without needing to lie down. Then came the joint pain. My hands swelled so badly I couldn't hold a pencil. My knees gave out climbing stairs. By month 3 I had a rash across my face that wouldn't go away. Systemic lupus erythematosus, Dr. Michael Torres said after weeks of blood tests and specialist consultations. It's an autoimmune disease where your body attacks itself. Your case is aggressive. It's already affecting your kidneys and joints. We need to start immunosuppressants immediately and monitor you closely. I stared at him trying to process. How serious is it? Very serious, Amber. Without treatment, lupus can cause organ failure. With treatment we can manage it, but you'll need medication for life, regular monitoring and lifestyle modifications. The out-of-pocket costs will be around $50,000 this year alone. I called my mother that evening. Dr. Patricia Hayes ran a family medicine clinic in the suburbs. Small but successful, serving about 2,000 patients. She'd been a physician for 28 years. My father worked as her office manager. Lupus. Mom's voice was sharp. Amber, that's a very serious diagnosis. Who told you this? Dr. Torres. He's a rheumatologist at University Medical Center. I've never heard of him. What are his credentials? Mom, he specializes in autoimmune diseases. He showed me the blood work. Positive ANA anti-DNA antibodies, low complement levels. Blood work can be wrong. False positives happen all the time. How do you feel right now? Exhausted. In pain. The rash. That could be stress, Amber. You've been working long hours. When's the last time you took a real vacation? My hands were so swollen I could barely hold the phone. This isn't stress. I think you need a second opinion. Come to my clinic next week. I'll run some tests and we'll see what's really going on. These specialists love to diagnose rare diseases. Makes them feel important. Mom, Dr. Torres says my kidneys are being affected. If your kidneys were really in trouble, you'd be in the hospital. You sound fine to me. A little tired maybe. That's normal for someone your age working in a high-stress job. My brother Jason called the next day. He was 30, a pharmaceutical sales rep who traveled constantly. Mom told me about your health thing. She thinks you're overreacting. I have lupus, Jason. It's not overreacting. Yeah, but Mom's a doctor. She's seen thousands of patients. If she thinks it's stress, it's probably stress. I have positive blood tests. Blood tests can be misleading. Look, I'm in town next month for Dad's retirement party. Can we not make it all about your health drama? Dad's been planning this for months. Dad's retirement party. He was stepping down as office manager after 25 years. They'd rented a banquet hall, invited 200 people. Patients, colleagues, friends. When is it? March 15th. You're coming, right? Dad specifically wants you there to give a speech. My next infusion was scheduled for March 15th. Jason, I have a treatment that day. Can't you reschedule? This is Dad's retirement. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. My treatment is keeping my kidneys from failing. One treatment won't make a difference. Mom says you're probably not even that sick. Build up. Over the next 2 months, my condition deteriorated despite starting treatment. The immunosuppressants made me nauseous and vulnerable to infections. I developed protein in my urine. A sign my kidneys were being damaged. Dr. Torres increased my medication and added a second drug. Amber, I'm concerned, he said during one appointment. Your lupus is very active despite treatment. You need family support and low stress. Are your parents helping? They think I'm overreacting. His expression darkened. Your mother is a physician? Family medicine. She runs her own clinic. And she's seen your lab work? I've sent it to her 3 times. She says blood tests can be misleading. Dr. Torres was quiet for a moment. That's medically irresponsible. Your labs clearly show active lupus with renal involvement. This isn't subjective, it's documented organ damage. I started documenting everything after that. Every phone call where Mom dismissed my diagnosis. Every text where she told me to stop complaining. Every email from Dad about how I was making things difficult by being sick during party planning. Mom called regularly but never to ask how I was feeling. Amber, We need to finalize your speech for Dad's party. He wants you to talk about family values and how he's always been there for us. Mom, I can't come. My infusion is that day. Can't you skip one infusion? Or do it the next day? It's scheduled every 3 weeks precisely. Dr. Torres says I can't miss it. Dr. Torres is being overly rigid. This is your father's retirement party. He's worked 25 years to build our clinic. The least you can do is show up and support him. I have active lupus nephritis. My kidneys are being damaged. Oh, Amber, stop being so dramatic. You're not dying. You're just tired and sore. I have patients who work through much worse. You need to develop some resilience. I showed the conversation to Dr. Torres. His jaw tightened. Your mother is telling you to skip immunosuppressant treatment for lupus nephritis to attend a party? She doesn't think I'm really sick. You have biopsy-confirmed lupus nephritis. You're at risk for kidney failure. This isn't an opinion, it's documented medical fact. He paused. What clinic does your mother run? Hayes Family Medicine. In Riverside. I know that clinic. It's part of the Greater Metro Health Network. They're supposed to follow evidence-based protocols. The week before Dad's party, I ended up in the ER with a severe lupus flare. My face was so swollen I couldn't see out of my left eye. My kidney function had dropped dramatically. They admitted me for 3 days of high-dose steroids. Mom visited once for 30 minutes. See? This is what happens when you focus too much on being sick. You manifest symptoms through anxiety. Mom, my creatinine is elevated. That's kidney damage, not anxiety. Creatinine fluctuates. You'll be fine once they give you fluids and you calm down. After the nurse left, Mom lowered her voice. Amber, please don't tell people at the party about this hospital stay. Dad's colleagues will be there. It reflects poorly on us if they think we have family health issues. You want me to hide that I was hospitalized for kidney damage? I want you to be discreet. This is Dad's moment. Can you please for once not make everything about your health complaints? I was discharged 2 days before the party. Dr. Torres was explicit. Bed rest for at least a week. No stress. No large gatherings. Your immune system is compromised. Dad called that evening. Your mother says you're out of the hospital. That's great news. We'll see you at the party tomorrow. Dad, I can't come. Doctor's orders. Amber, I've been planning this for 6 months. You're my daughter. How would it look if you're not there? I'm recovering from kidney damage. You're recovering exactly. So you're better now. Just come for an hour, give the speech, then you can go home and rest. I'm immunocompromised. A room full of 200 people could make me sick. You're making excuses. Your mother is very disappointed in you. Revelation. The retirement party happened without me. I stayed home in bed, exhausted and in pain. Dad didn't call to check on me. Mom sent one text. Your absence was noticed and embarrassing. What I didn't know was that Dr. Torres was also at the party. He served on the board of Greater Metro Health Network, which oversaw Hayes Family Medicine and 40 other clinics. He'd been invited because the network CEO was a friend of my father's. During the cocktail hour, he overheard my mother talking to a group of her patients. These young people today have no work ethic, Mom was saying. My own daughter claims she has some autoimmune disease and uses it as an excuse to avoid responsibilities. She couldn't even be bothered to show up tonight. One of her patients, an older woman, looked sympathetic. What does she have? She says lupus, but honestly I think it's stress and anxiety. She sees this specialist who's filled her head with scary diagnoses. I've tried to tell her she just needs to eat better and exercise, but she won't listen. That must be frustrating for you. It is. And expensive. She's convinced she needs all these expensive medications. I keep telling her most of it is unnecessary, but she's determined to be sick. Dr. Torres appeared beside the group. Excuse me, Dr. Hayes. I'm Dr. Michael Torres. I'm a rheumatologist at University Medical Center. Mom's smile froze. Oh. Hello. I couldn't help but overhear. You were talking about your daughter who has lupus. I was just explaining to my patients that I think she's been misdiagnosed. Your daughter Amber Hayes is my patient, Dr. Torres said quietly. She has biopsy-confirmed lupus nephritis. She was hospitalized 2 days ago with a severe flare that caused acute kidney injury. She's currently on high-dose steroids and immunosuppressants to prevent kidney failure. The group went silent. She wasn't in the hospital, Mom said quickly. She was home resting. She was admitted to University Medical Center for 3 days. I personally managed her care. Her creatinine peaked at 2.8. That's significant renal impairment. One of the patients looked confused. But you just said she was faking? I didn't say faking, Mom backtracked. I said overreacting. You told these patients that lupus nephritis is stress and anxiety, Dr. Torres interrupted. You're a licensed physician. You know that's medically false. More people were gathering, sensing confrontation. Dad appeared looking nervous. This is a family matter, Dad said. We can discuss it privately. Your wife is giving medical advice to her patients that directly contradicts evidence-based medicine, Dr. Torres said. That's not a family matter. That's a professional standards issue. He pulled out his phone. I have Amber's records here, which she gave me permission to access for exactly this reason. Labs showing positive ANA anti-DNA antibodies, low C3 and C4. Kidney biopsy confirming lupus nephritis. Hospital admission notes from 3 days ago. He turned to the patients. This woman's daughter has a serious autoimmune disease that requires aggressive treatment to prevent organ failure. And her mother, a physician, has been telling her it's stress and anxiety. The network CO stepped forward. Dr. Torres, is this accurate? Completely accurate. I have documented evidence that Dr. Hayes has been discouraging her daughter from following prescribed treatment for lupus nephritis. She told her to skip an immunosuppressant infusion to attend this party. That's taken out of context. Mom tried. I also have messages where you told your daughter to hide her hospitalization from people at this party because it reflects poorly on the family. The CEO's face was grim. Patricia, we need to talk. Now. Resolution. The Greater Metro Health Network investigation moved quickly. They reviewed my medical records, interviewed Dr. Torres, and examined my mother's practice patterns. What they found was disturbing. Multiple patients came forward saying Dr. Hayes had dismissed their autoimmune disease symptoms as stress or anxiety. 3 women with lupus said she discouraged them from seeing specialists. One patient with rheumatoid arthritis had developed permanent joint damage after my mother told her to just take ibuprofen, instead of referring her to a rheumatologist. The board found that my mother had been systematically minimizing autoimmune diseases, likely because she viewed them as trendy overdiagnoses. She'd used her own daughter as an example to patients, telling them I was faking lupus for attention. Hayes Family Medicine was placed under probationary status. The network required my mother to complete additional training in autoimmune disease management and placed a supervisor in her clinic to oversee patient care. But the damage was done. Patients started leaving. Word spread about the doctor who'd told her own daughter that kidney damage was just stress. Several patients filed complaints with the state medical board. Within 3 months, the clinic lost 40% of its patients. The network terminated their contract. My mother's practice, which she'd built over 28 years, closed its doors. Dad called me once, his voice full of rage. Your doctor destroyed your mother's career. He had no right to share your medical information at a public event. I gave him written permission. Mom was using my diagnosis as an example to tell her patients that autoimmune diseases aren't real. She was trying to prevent them from being over-medicated like you. I have kidney damage, Dad. That's not over-medication. That's necessary treatment. The clinic is closing. Your mother's reputation is ruined. All because you couldn't keep your medical drama private. All because Mom told people with serious illnesses that they were faking it. He hung up. Neither parent has spoken to me since. Jason sent one email. You destroyed Mom's life's work because she didn't agree with one doctor's opinion. Hope you're proud. I didn't respond. The medical community's reaction was different. Dr. Torres told me that several physicians had reached out thanking him for speaking up. Too many doctors dismiss autoimmune diseases, especially in young women, one colleague told him. Your patient's mother being one of them is inexcusable. 6 months later, I was stable on treatment. My kidney function had improved. The lupus was controlled, though I'd always have it. I returned to work part-time, managing my condition with medications and regular monitoring. Mom never practiced medicine again. The state medical board investigation found multiple instances of substandard care related to autoimmune disease management. While she kept her license, it came with restrictions that made running a practice impossible. Last month, I ran into one of her former patients at the pharmacy. She recognized me from photos in Mom's office. "I wanted to thank you," the woman said quietly. "I was one of the patients there that night. After everything came out, I finally went to a rheumatologist. I have lupus 2 stage 3. Dr. Hayes had been telling me for 2 years it was just stress and I needed to lose weight. I'm sorry. Don't be. If your doctor hadn't spoken up, I might have ended up with kidney failure like you almost did. Your mother hurt a lot of people by not taking autoimmune diseases seriously." I nodded, my hands steady now thanks to medication keeping my immune system in check. Mom had spent 28 years building a medical practice. She'd used her authority to convince patients, and her own daughter, that serious diseases were just stress and anxiety. Dr. Torres had simply shown medical evidence at a party where she was giving false medical advice to her patients. But I was in a hospital bed with kidney damage while my mother told her patients I was faking lupus for attention. I'd spent months being told my organ damage was anxiety while she planned a retirement party. Dr. Torres didn't destroy my mother's career. My mother did that herself by providing medically negligent care, not just to me but to dozens of patients who trusted her expertise. She chose to dismiss documented autoimmune disease. She chose to discourage appropriate treatment. She chose to use her daughter's serious illness as an example of why patients shouldn't trust specialists. The medical records didn't lie. The kidney biopsy didn't exaggerate. The documented organ damage was real and required treatment. I'm 27 now. Managing my lupus with medication and monitoring. Working full-time. Living independently. Building a life where my disease is taken seriously by medical professionals who understand evidence-based medicine. My mother's clinic closed because she systematically dismissed serious illnesses in vulnerable patients. The consequences were appropriate. And unlike my mother's medical opinions, peer-reviewed rheumatology research doesn't care about protecting someone's reputation.